Here BMW, and today's project is going to be replacing the inner door trim panels on my 06 E90 330i. In the previous video I had showed where the little receivers had gotten well, I don't know, they off a couple of times, presumably when they were putting the carbon fiber wrap on, and they just got messed up. So I've gotten some new ones from the good folks at BMW of South Atlanta, and I thought what I'd do is walk you through the steps that I'm going to take to work on that. So first I'll show you here inside. This happens to be the driver's door. This is the back side, but hopefully you can see these little rectangular holes. Well, not that one, but this one here. Here's actually one of the little plastic receiver plugs is still installed, and they're basically just a mess. So what I'm going to do is twofold. First off, here's the new parts, and that's the part numbers: 07, 14, 9, 158, 194. They come in a package of 10, which I think is actually enough to do both sides, but I went ahead and got 2 packages because they were kind of dirt cheap. So here's that trim, and of all the pieces of trim that are in the car, this one, for whatever reason, seems to the vinyl seems to have taken the worst beating. It's pretty loose all the way down. It's adhered to the face just fine, but in here, I don't know if it was the last piece and they got tired, or I don't really know. So my plan is I'm going to tighten up the vinyl while I have this off, and there's an example there of the I don't know how well you can see that, but somebody put a whole bunch of silicone or something, stuck it inside the hole to try and hold the receiver. Believe it or not, these things really do hold well, and then these pins here are just like guide pins. They just push in. And if you're ever taking one of these off, you'll notice that on the end here, there's a clip that actually slides in, and then you push the molding in. So you have to sort of pull it this way and then push it in to get it to stick. So so I'm going to get myself set up here, and then I'll get back with you in a few minutes. Alright guys, back with a couple of my favorite tools. These are really cool little pry bars. They're kind of like little mini pry bars, and they're very much like what you get with the plastic ones for taking off trim and things, but these I keep around the workbench, and I've found that these receivers can be stuck on there so hard that the plastic ones almost feel like they want to break. See, this one here is mostly gone. See, there's very little of that one even left. So in some cases I've actually had to take these and sort of do that number there to get some of these fasteners off. In this case they're not so bad. So all those now are going to be trash. And then in order to tighten up all this vinyl, I'm going to use some super glue, and this one happens to be Gorilla Glue, and it seems to work really well. It is it's thicker than the old style stuff, although I've tried the gel at work, and that even worked better, because this stuff has a tendency still to want to just run a little. So really all my plan is I'm just going to work some of this vinyl back a little bit, get it where it's tight, just apply a little tiny bit of super glue, roll it over and hold it. So can't really do that with trying to hold the camera, and I can't really see that there's going to be much interest in filming it. So once I get that done, I'll get back to you, and we'll probably insert these in the door first, which I believe is the correct procedure. Put these in the door, then put the trim back in, and we'll see how it goes. So I'll get back to you. Okay, YouTube, so here's the finished product. Feeling like it's turned out much better. Tried to get all those puckers out of there, tighten everything up. Got all the little ripples and loose ends out down there, and generally just tried to clean it up. And I really want to give a shout out to John Carey 1963 Jag. If you haven't checked out his site, he's got an amazing ability to be able to explain what he's doing and how he's doing it. And it just happens that at this particular moment he's in the middle of doing the interior work on his Jag, and he's got some really complicated things that he's doing, and he's doing just an amazing job. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this piece in, and you can see that I've got all of my receivers, or I'm not sure exactly technically what they're called, but they're all in. And down here at the very end there's a little bit of a lip right there, and that's where that little hook on the end right there, I guess that's kind of hard to see, you can see it right there, it's where it's gonna go. So alright guys, I've got you sitting on the armrest right now, so I'm not sure how this is going to work out, but we're going to give it a shot. So the trick is you got to sort of get that end in, and then just work it down the armrest. Or well, it is the armrest. It's the driver's armrest. And pop them in. Now, I wonder if I missed one down there, because that feels loose. Yeah, sure enough, I did. I missed one. That's why you always buy extras. Not that I didn't have enough, but that's the kind of thing where if you only ordered as many as you counted and you counted wrong, well, guess what? You'd be in a mess. There it is. There we go. And there we go. Now that, I would say, is a good job. And there is no better way to spend a beautiful Saturday morning, in my opinion, than doing that. So I'll give you a kind of a, let this thing, see if it'll focus a little or something. I don't know why it looks so grainy right now, but nevertheless, oh, I know, because I got you zoomed in. There you go. Anyway, there it is, all done. You can see on the end right there, all those little puckers are gone. And there's the next project right there. This is the trim that goes around the driver's side AC. And there's just a little pucker there, so that's the next project. And I've shown it to you once. I might film it and you may or may not see it again, but you know, we'll see what happens. And if this winds up being the end, thanks for watching, YouTube. I really appreciate it. Since I've been up on E39 source, I have to say it's an amazing site. The number of hits on my videos just keep going up, and I'm thrilled about that. I don't know why, I just am. And as of this week, I actually had 4 subscribers, so that just tickles me to no end. You know, you don't do it to get subscribers, but it just it's kind of cool. I know I spend a lot of time in the evenings when I got you know, in between things, just looking at all the subscriptions that I have and keeping up with just people that I find interesting and doing really good things. And the thought that somebody might be finding what I do interesting or helpful, that's very cool. So that's about it for today. We've got my nephew's graduation party, and then we have a supper club event tonight, so it's going to be less than a half a day out here in the garage, but that's okay. Got all day tomorrow. The weather's going to be gorgeous here in eastern North Carolina. Sun's out, birds are chirping, river's flat, so it's a good day. Good day to be alive. So take care. We'll talk to you later. Alright guys, I couldn't resist. I had that little pucker on the end of this piece of trim here. So man, I had to fight to get this thing out of here. You've heard me say before, but one of the beauties of BMW is how well they put the stuff together, and one of the most aggravating things about a BMW is trying to get them apart and figure out what's going on. That's just a regular press fit piece, and that was a piece of cake, but this one here was a bear to get out. And you can see while I've got it out, I've got to get in there and detail all that up. But I'll show you what we've got over here. There's the actual air conditioning piece. It sits, it sits in here like this, and it was actually pretty straightforward to get out. It's got some tabs down here on this end, and these clips right along here. And with a lot of these, what I found is that you have to tip them in and then push them down, or in this case getting it out, it was the inverse. You got to get all those tabs loose, lift it up, and then pull it out. So this is the and they actually don't look as bad now. Boy, those of you who don't own a black car, this is tough. I just don't know. I guess I'm making y'all seasick trying to get that to show up. But anyway, a lot of those wrinkles, I pressed them out getting the dang piece out of there. But I'm going to go ahead and tighten that up, and then this little edge along here where it wraps in around the grills, I'm just going to tighten all that up and give it a clean. So no big deal. But I figured as long as I was here, I'd just take y'all along for the ride. Alright, that's it. Thanks.